So now we're gonna move to the first panel discussion where we all have the opportunity to delve deeper into all of the challenges and lessons learned from our wonderful speakers in the morning. So with that, I would like to invite Engineer Rashed, Mr. Mubarak, Mr. Manuel with me on the stage. And I kindly ask all of the professionals, ladies and gentlemen in the room, please bring your questions. ممكن تتكلموا عربي، أنا باخد الquestion بالعربي كمان. So feel free to ask. You can voice them, you can write them. I have the two colleagues, two gentlemen, Atik and Jim, and even Oliver in the back. So they have microphone, and even you can write down your questions in any language you want, and I'll be more than happy to share with my esteemed panelists. أهلا وسهلا مهندس راشد. تفضل. أستاذ أحمد. Mr. Manuel. So thank you all for such insightful opening sessions. In kicking off, I'd like to go back to the ambitious plan this region is trying to make. It's no longer an ambition, it's a reality. And I think all what is happening at the government level tied to the Saudi Vision 2030 and is no longer an option to transform. And what was impactful in the morning is that it's not about technology. You guys are doing the best ways on connecting strategy with execution and bringing in systems, culture, and leadership to achieve better results. Modernization is not luxury anymore. We're talking about efficiency and transforming where customer is sitting at the heart of all what you do. So with that, I'd like to hear from Mr. Ahmed. How do you see the impact of what you're doing linked to the KPI of the Saudi vision? I'm sure your vision is, you do lots of quick win steps, but your vision is really very high level. So let's hear from you on thoughts around that.
Thank you for a great introduction. And honestly, one of the main pillars of Vision 2030 is quality of life. And we all understand that part of quality of life is to manage the expectation of your clients and customers. Today, the expectations are very high when it comes to either citizens or expats who's working within the kingdom. Also, we are no longer close to ourselves. We have seen the piece of technologies, the tremendous, let's say, advancements happening nowadays when it comes to the AI and digital transformation and all of those activities that is really pushing all organizations when it comes to the government in order to manage customers' expectation. Today, customers are not comparing you with other agencies. They are comparing you with other countries. And this is one of the things that we need to make sure that we manage such kind of expectation. Digital transformation, as mentioned by Abu Muhammad, should leverage the kind of citizen or customer centricity where we really anticipate, we understand what they are looking for, and we make sure that even some concepts recently introduced, they called it citizen developer. The citizen is the one who's going to develop their own services. Co-designing all of those activities is a cornerstone when you provide those kind of services. So design thinking, workshops, and other stuff is essential when it comes to managing the expectation within the organization. So always taking this into consideration is very important. Nowadays, digital transformation is focusing on three main pillars, as I mentioned before. Managing the expectation of your clients, making sure that you have the right digital capability within the organization, and making sure that you have the right technology foundation that enable such kind of expectations.
Thank you so much. Engineer Rashed, Aramco is setting the bar very high when it comes to transforming and advising organizations and government around the world. We've seen you in Vivatech shining with all the Aramco Digital and your department leaders with your Meta Brain and all of the real-time optimization. So we would like to hear from you, if an organization would like to begin, where do they need to start?
Okay, thank you, Grace. And this is really a very important question. As we covered today, the great opportunities available in the digital transformation domain. Almost all organizations now are trying to approach that journey. Now, there are many challenges. We try to cover today many of them. And one of them is really how to strategize around digital transformation. So digital transformation should not be something like afterthought or just trying to mimic the success that you see in your domain by other competitors. It has to be something that is really built from within, based on the organization strengths, based on their objectives and their ambition. You can develop the right digital transformation journey. And I don't think it is always something that you can develop from day one. So for example, in Aramco, in our journey, we started in the beginning focusing on technology. So we had around 15 technology tracks, from AI to cloud to blockchain to IoT and so on. And we were looking at use cases and the projects to execute under each one. But with time, we shifted this approach to focus on business. Because really, with time, the focus is really how you can make a change in your business. And technology is really just the tool. It is not really the objective. So we have shifted into establishing different business themes for our digital transformation under our main focus areas, including upstream operations, downstream value chain. We have our HR digital workforce program. We have our global finance program and so on. So this is something that we have learned from the journey. Another pillar is really looking at reinventing your business and creating a new revenue stream for the organization. And for that, we have created a new organization outside Aramco, Aramco Digital, to help digitalize on accelerated basis, not only Saudi Aramco, but also other organizations within the kingdom with the ambition to be global. And of course, this is associated with a lot of adjustments organizationally and maturity, building the maturity. One of the things that really helped us in this journey is conducting a regular annual digital maturity assessment. We have conducted this assessment up to the department level, which means assessing a couple of hundred of organizations and identifying the areas of opportunities and building really a roadmap for each individual organization within the company. And I am sure every organization, when they go through their own journey, they will come up with their own unique, specific challenges and address them in their way.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna open, please feel free to jump in and ask my esteemed panelists. Yeah, please. Yes, sure.
Thank you very much, distinguished panelists, for a very enriching and enlightening perspective. My name is Walid Al-Somali. I'm an ex-Saudi Aramco veteran where I spent 41 years with the company, and then I became an advisor at the Ministry of Investment for a couple of 2 years, and now I'm a consultant for international companies. So from my experience with Aramco, and then when I moved to this government sector, it seems to be there is an opportunity to establish something that Abu Muhammad knows very well. We managed to establish very successfully within Aramco. We call it COP, Community of Practice, which is a part of a collective learning, or the organization learn collectively. And it proves to be very powerful enabler for sharing ideas, best practices, even mentoring, coaching, and building talent. So the question, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, what can be done to take this concept, a community of practice, when it comes to digital transformation? There are many initiatives that are happening within the kingdom, the government sector and the private sector. But it seems to be we need to establish some sort of a platform where all these stakeholders learn together. They learn about their best practices, they learn about the obstacles and challenges they face, they explore and brainstorm opportunities to work collectively. What can be done to spread that type of, let's say, open innovation platform for organization to come and learn from their experiences? Thank you very much.
For the question. So, Mr.
Well,
Rashed.
thank you, Walid. It is really a pleasure seeing you with us today. I think this is a very important point, and it is in fact in the heart of digital transformation. And this is why in the digital transformation, Open Digital Transformation Forum, this is one of the 5 focus areas, is really to establish a knowledge platform, a platform where all the stakeholders and members come together, share their experiences, their insights, their practices for other members to learn from, and for newcomers to digital transformation also to capitalize on, to save them time. And what we are proposing, especially through our discussion tomorrow, is to establish as a start a monthly meeting for all the members to come and share their insight and the success stories. And what is great about the Open Digital Transformation Forum is that it's a global forum. It is not related to one sector. So we can see that best practices that emerge from an energy company or an oil and gas company can be adopted in the healthcare sector, in the manufacturing sector, in the logistics, and so on. So very rightfully so, we believe that this is really a great value to add, and community of practices is really one of these elements. So thank you very much. This is one of the areas that we will discuss with all the members, how we can take forward and how we can articulate it through sharing experiences and standards and community of practices. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Any other question? I think the answer, yes, please. The front, thanks, Atik.
Yes, okay. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Omar Dahan. I'm acting, leading the portfolio within GOSI. So obviously my question will not be for GOSI, okay? So because I know a lot of stuff. I'm an expert in multiple domains across business, innovation, strategy, digital transformation, smart cities, and a lot of aspects related to the management, including the agile world. My question is to Engineer Rashed. I like the approach of wiring concept to solution, because this resonates with my background of engineering as well. And my question here is about considering that today the digital transformation pace is very rapid, and how can we ensure that EA, they do effectively balance between providing the, let's say, the strategic guidance, the governance, including all aspects of high-level design and selecting the technologies, making the, let's say, the crucial choices, versus, let's say, the need to enable the agility of the organization, allowing growth, and enable as well the rapid innovation, the adoption of emerging tech and new way. Also, most important is to support the self-driven team. I mean, without it, it will be crucial, because it will block the learning and continuous development. How can we balance all of this without creating kind of bureaucracy and becoming a bottleneck? Of course, while keeping the transparency, all kind of alignment and trust in the EA service quality and maturity level, ensuring that they drive the digital transformation for the best way for the organization. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your question. Now, I think under enterprise architecture, we have very well documented formal practices, especially under the open group and under the leadership of the architecture forum, the TOGAF forum. However, when you adopt the architecture framework in your organization, normally you have to customize it and make it fit within your organization. And we have heard today from DGA an excellent approach for digital transformation, especially in the government sector. And there are key concepts to ensure the success. The first one really is about how you can make sure that what you come up with in the architecture is really aligned with the strategy. And it is not only the digital and IT organization strategy, it has to be driven from the business strategy. So this is, I think, one element. The other element is making sure that all the initiatives are aligned under major themes for the organization. The operating model is very important. For example, in a large enterprise like Aramco, for example, you cannot expect to have one architecture team. So we have multiple architecture teams under key business lines like the upstream, the downstream, and the corporate business line. So the key here is how to align among these teams through federation and how to capitalize on the key principles. Also, I think innovation is a key here. So, and adopting agile practices. And also creating platform concepts. So for example, in Aramco, we have been bringing a lot of technologies by different organizations, which really take from the effort and the focus of the development teams. So now, in our case, we are moving toward centralizing that approach through platform organization, bringing the capabilities, and giving all the focus to the solution development team to focus there on their development. So this is one of the approaches that we came through in our organization. But in every other organization will have also their own ways. But these are some of the practices that I can think of. Thank you very much.
Right? Yeah, please, Mr. Mubarak.
MashaAllah, and I will insist to answer you, Umar. Huh? MashaAllah, Abu Muhammad, you spot on بصراحة, and this is really important because also when it comes to Guzi, being an agile as a culture-wise is very important بصراحة, with this kind of rapid pace of development and demand that is coming. So one of the lessons we learned in how to bring like a verticals or like very empowered team, a fusion team who are working today in order to see the whole value generation starting from, as you mentioned, from the product management till the lowest level of receiving tickets and bugs and issues that is working as of today. So back at Guzi, we reorg ourselves based on the solutions. So we are not functional based. So we are a solution based and product based, and each product is very empowered with all different level, what we call it a multifunctional dimension. So as you mentioned, we have enterprise architect where they set the standard, they set the principles, they do the compliance, make sure that people are running under the whole alignment of the organization. However, we still have underneath this within the product team or within the product management is the domain architect, where they translate this into a real practical. And when it comes to the team themselves, we have the solution architect who really translate whatever there, and they leverage what mentioned by the previous question, the community of practices across the whole organization. So I think one of the greatest practices that we learned from and we developed and as a journey is the Scale Agile framework, where it's really leveraging the enterprise agility within the organization and how to make sure that you have this kind of agility with different elements, including the budgetary cycles and other activities that really enabling each team to deliver the value as it's supposed to be.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, if I may add just a little note on this one. I mean, clearly, I totally agree with what you guys said, and I like going to the basics many times because enterprise architecture can be really of impact when we start talking about reference data. Reference data across different teams, same teams using, different teams using the same reference data can help a lot breaking silos. Today we spoke about trying to make teams flatten, and I do agree operating model is very important, but it's also the data that these teams are using. So as an example, as banal it might look like, everyone has one application list. We're all working out of that. I can tell you, it makes incredible impact because it forces, willingly or unwillingly, people to work the same way together. So in a world where data now is even more important and data sources are more important, it's very, very important that across different levels of the organization, enterprise architecture are there to foster these best practice of using the same language, the same way of thinking at different levels. And if this is done the right way, as an example, putting all information in one repository that is shared across different teams, this allows people to work seamlessly across different phases. And enterprise architecture team automatically will feel comfortable that the direction that has been set has been followed. And it's much easier also to check, and it's much easier to automate, which is what we've been discussing a lot these days. So it all boils down to data, but it is a cultural shift. So it is very, very common to find different teams wanted to come to you and say, well, I need more detail. You enterprise architect only care about the list of applications. I want 550 fields there. And then it's up to us to be able to challenge that and say, okay, let's start from somewhere and grow. Today we saw the C model and how it evolves in time. A lot of people believe that in order to deliver something, we need to understand the complexity as well. Honestly, I do believe that in this world and era, simplification is the key to success. So it's very important that we start from somewhere and we bring it across teams.
Thank you so much. I can take another final question. The Open Group has thoughtfully designed the agenda to respect the prayer times. الأخوان اللي بحبوا يصلوا in the ground floor. Just final question, so we respect our prayer times, please. Let's get this and have a short, so we can break out at 11:50. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum jami'an. Hi everyone. This is Muhammad Yusuf from Saudi Space Agency. My questions to the panel. We are talking about EA and DT, and you know, guys, this need interactions with, especially with, I believe, with HR for the organization structure. Mr. Rashed, he just mentioned in his speech that they have a digital workforce in the HR. And Mr. Ahmed, he is mentioning the agile culture. But my question is, guys, did you transform any kind of organization, legacy organization structure? If so, how you did it? What is the new structure you recommend? If not, okay, what do you recommend for that to overcome this challenge with the capability mapping, which is the mainly HR role? And the HR, they are not digital guy, not EA guy. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Very important question. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, we are lucky in Aramco to have a very central organization that take care of the design of our operating model. We have an organization called Organization Consulting Department. It's an internal organization. And as a big organization, we have a lot of changes in all the business domains. And that organization help work with the leadership of the company to continuously assess the HR changes at the organization level and propose them. So I remember like in 2018, we started the digital transformation journey as a virtual team in Aramco. without having a formal organization. And a year after that, after we have conducted our first digital maturity assessment, where the organizational setup was highlighted as one barrier for us, the company established an executive position, Chief Digital Transformation Officer. Mr. Nabil Naim was the first one to hold this position, Aramco. And we started building a digital transformation formal organization with several pillars, from digital factory to digital strategy to investment and so on. And after like 4 years in the journey with maturity, the digital and IT organizations merged in Aramco under the umbrella of one business line. And as we move forward now, after a couple of years from that change, with continuous monitoring from the company, we are now believing that we are moving very steadily into embedding the digital transformation within the business. So we are now also going through another change, transformation. We will be going through embedding the digital transformation and capabilities within all business lines of the company. So I think in our case, we have like a very clear, very strong organization that under our corporate HR that really monitor very well with a close supervision of the top leadership of the company to all our operating models and evolve them with time, because it is not a static operating model. It changes with time and it evolves based on need. And we will continue in that journey, by the way. So thank you very much for your question.
Thank you very much. And I think this is the characteristic of digital leader. But this challenge, maybe Mr. Ahmed, he realized it well in government sector. So I would like to hear that also from Mr. Ahmed.
Let me take you back at, I think, 2018, where we run an experiment within the IT department. And we came up with 2 major problems that came into that time. So first thing, we requested to change just the URL on our own web page, in our own GUZI portal. And it took us 3 weeks just to change the URL within our own GUZI portal at the production. And we tried to figure out what is going on. We were at that time functional oriented. So we have a team for the business development department, and we have another department for the development, and we have another one for the quality, and another one for the maintenance. So the whole task has to run through all of those different functions in order to be deployed to our own web app. Then we run a survey for our own employees, and we found that they don't see the value of what they are doing. They are task-oriented. The quality team is just doing the quality activities, and that's all. They don't see what is the value that they are contributing into within the organization. So we figured out that there is some change has to be done within the org structure, and we were able to convince our own management. And this is when we started our own agile journey, and we took it very radical, and we changed the whole org structure. We are no longer today functional oriented. We are solution oriented. You don't see within our own digital departments or IT department a department called development. We don't have development. We don't have quality department. We are solution oriented. So we reorganized ourselves based on the values, based on solutions and streams. And this has made a lot of difference. So they feel the value, they feel the ownership, and things getting into like production in like 1 or 2 days. Immediately, we introduced so many concepts like built-in quality and other stuff where people, they feel the ownership and responsibility rather than it have it like a task orientation. So this is when it comes to the org structure. We were able to convince our own HR team in order to do a pilot. Then we have done a survey. During that pilot, alhamdulillah, it went very successful. Then we scale up to the whole organization. So this is one thing that we have done. And we were backed by a consultant and coach helping us to really adopt safe methodology across the whole IT organization. And it was, alhamdulillah, very successful when it comes to the results that we are seeing today. So this is when it comes to how we organize ourselves. When it comes to the digital transformation and enterprise architecture, we don't have, as a GUZI, any team called digital transformation. Honestly speaking, there is no DT at all. Enterprise architecture, and the rest of the teams are running the whole show when it comes to the digital transformation. So EA team is the digital transformation team. They are the one who set the strategy. They are the custodian of the whole implementation of the enhancing the business capability when it comes to the business capability. They are the one who set the strategy for the whole organization, because sometimes some business capability, some function within the organization is not about just bringing the tool. They are not ready. They need to enhance their own digital skills. They need to make sure that they have the right data. They need to have the right problem statement available. Some of them, they don't have process, even though. So they need to define their own processes. So we have run a kind of prioritization mechanism for the whole organization in order to make sure that this is their own way to prioritize your activation for the digitalization. And it went successful, alhamdulillah. Leveraging on some of the reference architecture, helping us in order to tap into some areas to even hatta elevated the business capability. We use like business guild reference architecture, accord business architecture reference models. So it helped us also to bridge the gap. Today, we fixed some issues when it comes to processes. However, Noura team, DGA team have unlocked us and enriched us with other level of let's say journeys that need to be taken into consideration, like the user experience to be really something that need to be taken into consideration within in the heart of the solutions. The journey, the value map across the organization is not only about department by department. What is the value maps? How your customers see the value of the organization. Then you cascade this to the next level and next level in order to really adopt what the business architecture should look like within the organization by putting the right standardization.
Shukran, really, thank you
I know,
so much.
do you have 10
just
seconds?
Late. The organizers are giving me alert. Sorry.
No, it's all right.
بعتذر تأخرنا على وقت الصلاة ما توصلونا. So it's such an insightful panel. I'm sorry to interrupt. I have hard time to close it with such an engaging audience, but we would like to respect the timing as we need to come back sharp at 1:20. So I would like to invite you to lunch on the ground floor at the hotel lobby, and there are prayers room in the ground floor as well. I'd like to thank you, sorry, Manuel, again. Thank you, Mr. Engineer Rashed, and thank you, Dr. Mubarak. Such practical insights. We all aspire to hear what worked with other organizations, so that's really priceless what you're sharing with us. Thank you so much. Thank you, my audience, and let's come back with the same energy for an afternoon session.